What's going on, guys? It's Corey from SuperKamiGuru9000, and welcome to my review of Naruto Shippuden episode 273 and 274. I had no idea that we were going to get 2 episodes this week, and this one was quite a surprise. And if you're a Choji fan, then you are going to love these episodes. And you know what? I loved them too. They were incredible. They were really handled well. And you know what? I think they did the manga more than justice. Kakuzu is at the beginning of the episode, and he's ripping out that ninja's heart, and he needs these hearts so that he can summon all of his big giant monsters, and they start joining in on the battle. What's awesome is, before Kakuzu can even begin to attack again, he's actually trapped by Izumo and Kotetsu, and I just think that's really great poetic justice that they're able to finally get back at this guy, because really Kakuzu made them look like real punks when he was fighting them last time. Because of this, it's going to be up to Shikamaru, Ino, and Choji to have to fight against Asuma. And of course, Shikamaru is the first one who's ready to go. Ino is ready to go as well. But Choji, he's always been that sort of soft, kind-hearted character, and he could never do anything to hurt his sensei. And that's when they go into this whole flashback where you can see that he's actually sparring with Asuma. And no matter how much he tries, no matter how much he wants to, he can never actually physically hit his sensei. One scene I really enjoyed, it was Asuma and Choza, who's Choji's dad. And you can see Choji's actually off there too. He's sort of watching this like cocoon that's getting ready to hatch into a butterfly. And during this scene, we can see that Choza's just a little bit worried about his son and how he doesn't feel that he's always going to be kind of a coward and he isn't going to have true strength. But that's when Asuma reminds him that his kindness is his strength, and because of that, it's going to make him the strongest of all. Now, it does eventually get to that point in the episode where Choji finally decides he has to man up and do what he has to do, and he has to stop his former sensei. And that's when he just explodes with all of this power, and all of a sudden these chakra butterfly wings just come out of his back, just like that time when he was fighting against Jirobu of the Sound 4 from the original half of the first series. And this time he isn't using the chili pepper pill to make it happen. He's doing it of his own will, and this is of course great symbolism again to show that he's sort of finally breaking out of his cocoon and becoming this badass butterfly. And you know what? He's just awesome. He grows into a giant, and then he just punches the fuck out of Asuma and punches him into a cliffside. Then Shikamaru is able to trap him, and then they're able to seal him up. And of course, before he's sealed, you know, Asuma's like, do I have to say my final words and everything? And Shikamaru's like, you don't have to do that. You've already said that once. And then Asuma's like, well, I have one more thing to add to that, and that's, I have nothing else to tell you guys. And I gotta admit, that scene got me really teared up. So do I even need to say it? Both of these episodes were like 10 out of 10s. They were just fan-freaking-tastic. This is definitely Choji's moment in the sun, and I know he had his little moment before with Jirobu, the Sound 4, but this is just a great, development for his character, because I've always really liked Choji. Obviously, I'm kind of a big guy myself. I definitely sympathize with Choji in a lot of the things that he goes through. And, just getting to see this happen and getting to see him actually have those butterfly wings and everything, especially at the end of the episode, when they start to envelop, like, the entire cliffside of the beach. It was so incredibly awesome and handled so well. All the flashbacks, all the animation, all the emotional moments they were handled really well. And these episodes blew me away. They were fantastic. And again, they're showing the devastation of the war at the same time. You can see all the ninja are having a really tough time. There were a few things I didn't even mention. There was this part before Shikamaru and his team fought against Asuma, where Asuma's fighting against these 3 ninja. There's a Konoha ninja, a Cloud ninja, and I believe a Rock ninja. And they're trying their best to fight against them, and it looks like they're doing really good, but eventually Asuma is able to defeat them, and he hits them with his like black ash technique that like just completely fries them. And what's really fucked up about this scene is like when they're all like burning to death, one of the ninjas, which I'm assuming is the Konoha ninja, you can actually see a picture of like his wife and baby are there, and it's just like burning up. And you can obviously see that Asuma is just distraught by the fact that he's being forced to do this. And I just thought that scene was really intense. It really stuck out to me. You know, Choji wasn't the only star here, even though he really was the main focus. You know, you had Shikamaru doing a lot of really cool things. Ino even showed off a lot this week. I really loved when she used her Mind Split technique to take control of 2 different Zetsus to fight against Asuma while Shikamaru was trying to stop him. This, of course, gave Choji a chance to attack. There's also a whole other thing with Dan where he's like, I have this ghost transformation technique. Can't wait to see what it is, but guess what we're not going to see? We're going to save that for later. You got Choza who's fighting against him, and it's just, this was a great episode. Oh my god, I cannot explain how much I enjoyed this. Throughout the entire thing, I kept giggling and getting chills and getting goosebumps and just getting really like emotional about it. I was like, you know, I've been following this series for so long and seeing these characters grow up and evolve, and they really do become a personal part of your life in a sense. I mean, it really does affect you. And this episode was just great. It's great for the Choji fans. And you know what? After last week's somewhat lackluster episode, this double episode definitely rocked my world. So 10 out of 10, kick ass, Choji, you the man. Guys, so clearly I was gushing all over this one. I loved it. But how did you feel about these double episodes we got this week, 273 and 274? You can let me know with your comments below. And as always, guys, if you like this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. That concludes this review today. SuperKamiGuru9000, out.